Welcome to Christie's. This is Jen, and today I'm going to show you how to make a simple traditional dozen roses. So we need a vase, we need greenery, and today we have 3 different types of greenery. We're going to be using a variegated pittosporum, that's this green and white product, and then we have, this is called, they call this, it's a type of palm, but they call it a robellini, and this has already been trimmed. Some people like it trimmed a little bit more creative, or you can just keep it in the traditional form without trimming it. And then and we also have dollar eucalyptus. So these are 3 greenery we're going to be using today to make our rose arrangement. Okay, we have our vase, so we're going to go ahead and cut our stems at an angle of our greenery. Be sure to cut your stems to help uptake with water. Be sure that you clean the stems so there's nothing that falls below the water line. No greenery should fall below the water line. Otherwise, what happens is it just starts the bacteria growth very, very quickly. Okay, so we'll remove some of this. We're placing our greenery strategically so there's a balance around the circumference of the container. Okay, this has been cut, so we're going to place this here. And just be sure that your stems are clean. I do a lot of pre-washing of my stems before I do my design. So we have a couple vases, 1 vase for design, or you can change the water when you're done doing your design. And we're going to place the robellini. This is tall, so we put the taller one in the center. So I think 4 should be fine to do it, to get us started on this. Okay, and then we can rotate. You can turn it if you want the palms to turn out, that's fine. Okay. And here we're going to place now the shorter pieces of the dollar eucalyptus on the outside, the taller pieces on the inside. These have already been pre-cut. You can see how it's taking shape. You want to make sure that you have enough greenery in your container. If you don't, then your roses tends to fall away. You want to make sure once you start placing your roses that everything stays exactly where you want them. Okay. It's a quick one too to make. Sometimes we have designers come in and they're trying to make a dozen roses, and they're trying to have the roses stand up with maybe 4 pieces of greenery. It's just not going to work unless you have a lot of flowers. Working with a lot of flowers and no greenery, you will always need your greenery to help your flowers. So now we're done with our greenery. This is ready for your flowers. And if you want to tweak, this is time to go in and tweak before you get the flowers. And sometimes these leaves are a little bit, you know, not so nice looking. So we have our roses here. We're going to be using 3 different types of roses today. And if you can see, we just leave the guard petals on. We're going to be removing anything that's not looking too beautiful, and it's okay, just remove the guard petals from around your roses. These I like to leave sometime, but if they're not so great, then we remove them. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a nice sharp cut. This is very, very long, and the others are not so long, so you want to cut it at an angle. So that's what you're looking for when you cut your roses. Okay. And then we clean again, clean, remove. Some people use a pruner. I like to use a knife because it gives me a nice clean cut. Again, there's your cut. Very long, very nice cut. And why do we do this? Because it's great because it allows for a better uptake of water for your flowers. It drinks a lot faster and helps your roses stay healthy longer. So here we're starting with this. So we have like a triangle going on. Okay, and we do have other roses being put in. We have red roses. We're doing this actually for a customer because this is what they requested. These are cleaned already. And so we're just gonna go ahead and cut in. Can add one in. I know sometimes they have a ratio, but it really doesn't have to be. It's just you want something that's pleasing to the eye once you're done with it. And these are the last four. They requested lavender, red, and white roses. So I'm just doing this. And so this is very clean. It's a beautiful lavender rose. And try not to hold the rose from the top and stick it in. You really want to get down and hold it in a shorter way, so that way you don't end up breaking your stems, and then you just feed it into your vase. And these are shorter, so we're putting these on the outside of the container. Okay, so here we have our roses, our dozen roses, and then now we're going to be adding some fill flowers. So we'll pause for just a second and I'll be back. I completely forgot.